One of the most successful communities in the United States is the Pakistani community in diaspora. There's a very interesting book. I actually found it very eye-opening, and it was a book by these two Harvard researchers. It was called The Triple Package. It looked at the most successful communities in the United States, and one of them was the Pakistani community. And they identified three qualities of their success. That's what they called the triple package. And the first one was they had a sense of superiority, which I thought was very interesting. And it wasn't so much in an arrogant type of way, but they really saw themselves somehow as exceptional. And they said that that view could be a religious exceptionalism, or it could be ethnic or national. But the second quality that they identified was a sense of insecurity, that they had something really to prove. And then the third quality that they identified was delayed gratification. Those three things, the restoration of that in your country, I think it seems to me that you yourself display those qualities, and how we can restore that in the greater community seems to be the challenge that we face.
You see, Sheikh Hamza, I feel that in Pakistan, this country has tremendous potential. People are immensely talented. They're quite diverse. We have a very diverse mix of ethnic groups in Pakistan. Very talented. Problem is, we haven't, if I look back why we haven't achieved our potential, it's one sentence, rule of law. We have had elite capture. So a society where a certain elite just captures the resources and deprives the majority of proper education, healthcare, justice. And so, if I had to put my finger on it, it's a lack of rule of law is the reason why we haven't achieved our potential. And I actually am convinced that no society can ever achieve its potential if there is not rule of law. Because merit is also associated with rule of law. And if you do not have meritocracy in a society, you have this elite which is spoiled, which is rich, which has captured the resources, which doesn't struggle and strive. They sit on the main positions, they decay. So countries disintegrate because of a decadent elite. People don't decay, it's the elite that decays. And what our Prophet showed in Medina was that, he brought in a very selfless, an elite which looked upon him as a role model. All of them became leaders, and they just lifted the character of the entire nation and the potential, unleashed the potential. Because all of us have tremendous potential, but we have imposed chains on us which stops us from achieving the potential. Our great poet Iqbal, he was our greatest poet of this last century. He came up with the concept of the Shaheen, the eagle. That eagle flies, soars above the rest because it breaks the shackles which keeps others grounded. And all these shackles are of materialism, these false gods of power, and all these things that keep us grounded. And basically that's what happened when the Prophet set up the state of Medina. He unleashed the potential of these people who were nothing before, and all became, the leaders of the world. So I believe Pakistan is in the same situation. People have great potential. They go outside Pakistan, they have a level playing field, they excel. But in this country, it's a system does not allow them, as I said, this elite capture, where the education, quality education is only for a smaller, maybe 1%, 1.5%, the rest do not have access to it. And similarly, they don't have opportunities, don't have level playing field. So what I feel is that by two things, and this is the struggle going on right now in Pakistan, but winning the struggle will unleash the potential of this country. And secondly, to lift the people out of poverty. So we've in the country's history, we've started the greatest welfare plans, programs ever in our history. We are spending most money on the bottom people to sort of raise their levels. So this is basically my ambition, and I feel that if I can just do these two things, lift people out of poverty, create wealth so that you can spread it around, and break the monopoly of this elite, these mafias, I feel this country, I always believed it had great potential.